Hey guys, Lisa Callaghy here to share with you a video on how your students would access, annotate, and submit an assignment in Schoology where a teacher used Kami as the method for students to access PDFs and annotate over them and send them back to the teacher through Schoology. All right, so let's get started. Here I am logged in as a student, and I'm in the student's course called Homeroom, and you'll see right here there is an assignment that the student needs to access that has a PDF that the teacher attached using Kami, and there's a video on that. So if you are watching this video and haven't watched the other video on how to attach Kami assignments in Schoology, you need to do that first. So also there is a video about the Kami extension and how to attach that extension to your Chrome browser, and that's for both teacher and student. So there is a video on that needs to be done actually first before anything else. And for your information now, to check to make sure that your students have the Kami extension. When you are Zooming with them, just have them in their Chrome browser, come up to the extension puzzle piece here at the top right-hand side of the browser window. Clicking on that, it's a list of extensions, and you want to make sure that they see their Kami extension there. So if they don't have that extension, this isn't going to work for them. So they need to install that extension in their browser. And they also need to make sure that they are logged into their Union City Google accounts when they are doing this. All right, so here we are. I'm in as a student. I'm going to click on the student's assignment here. And you'll see it is a PDF, and the student has access to this PDF through the Kami extension. And if this button does not appear, it means that either the student is not logged into their correct Chrome account, or they have not yet installed the Kami Chrome extension to their Google Chrome browser. All right, so the first thing the kids need to do after they click on the title of the assignment is click on Open Assignment with Kami. So if it's the first time that your students are doing this, it may prompt them to sign into their Google account. Google is very protective with their accounts, so they require students to authenticate a lot. So if the students are trying to authenticate and they've come to this screen to choose an account to continue to use Kami and their account is not listed here, they would have to click on use another account, and then here is where they would sign in with their Google account information, which is their UC and their ID number, and then putting at ucboe.us, and then clicking on next, and then typing in their password, which is their ID number, and then clicking next. And so Kami is going to ask if you will allow, or the students will allow them to access all of these Google applications. And in order for it to work properly, students have to click on allow. Okay, once that's done, if there is a network error or whatever, that's not a problem. Just close that out, close that window, because what's happening is there's still a few more steps that students need to take. And that is answering a few Kami questions, such as what are you using Kami for? It's K-12 school. Are you a student, teacher, other? Make sure your students pick student, or else it won't work for them in Schoology. Clicking on student, clicking on finish, and now they are connected to Kami. Okay, so I'm going to just close that window and go back to my assignment and open my assignment with Kami again. So that setup process has to happen. It only happens one time once the kid comes back into the assignment and opens it up with Kami, their assignment, their PDF will load for them. And again, they might have to authorize. Again, this is only going to be one time, and they might need to sign in again. Like I said, Google is very secure with their accounts, so they can either click on their name here, or they can log into their Google account, such as the way I showed in the previous part of this video. So once you do that, now you'll see the actual PDF. And like I said, that only has to happen once. If there's another assignment for the students where they need to access the attachment using Kami, all of those steps will have been done unless the student is not logged into their accounts properly, or they're using a different device. All right, so once they're here, now they can come and work on this PDF. And the way that they would do that is using these tools here on the left-hand side. They can use markup, they can use comment, they can create a text box, they can draw, put shapes, erase. Okay, so I'm going to choose a text box. I can choose the size of my font if I'd like. I can choose the color of my font, but I'm just going to keep it the way that it is. Once I select that tool, I'm going to come onto my PDF and click where I'd like that tool to show up. I'm going to type my name. Okay, and then I'm going to click on the text box. I'm going to click in the next spot that I would like my text box to reside, and I could type in today's date. Okay, now if I don't like where it resides, I could click on the actual text. It'll highlight, make sure I get my crosshairs, and I could move that text box around. I could, if I'd like to make it larger, I can make it larger by grabbing on the corners, or I could delete it by clicking on the X at the top left-hand side of that text box. Okay, since I'm on my text box tool, every time I click somewhere within my PDF, the text box will show up and I can just start to type. And this will be how I will annotate, or the students will annotate over your PDFs, okay, using these tools on the left-hand side of the screen. Now, once they're finished with their PDF and they're ready to turn it in, they're going to come up to the top menu bar here towards the right-hand side of the screen and click on the Turn In button. Okay, and then they're going to click, make sure that they saved. Auto saves for them, but you can click on Save Now just so that it's saved. And then they could come, once that is finished saving, they could come where it says now all changes were saved. They could come in and click on Turn In. So now what's happening is that it's taking this attachment of this PDF that you've assigned to them, and it's now attaching to the submission dialog box or window inside of Schoology. It's doing all of this work for you. So you'll see it has attached that PDF, that edited PDF in this submission window. Students still do have access to do a recording of a video or attach any file as something else to attach to this assignment on top of whatever they completed in the PDF annotation. And then they just click on Submit, and that item has now been submitted to the teacher. All right, so this video has been how students access, annotate, save, and submit their assignments that a teacher has assigned in Schoology through the Kami extension. Okay, guys, I hope this helped. Have a great day.